Hi, everyone. It's me. Not the cunning husky caricature, just myself. I'm just going to get straight to the point first before explaining all the context, but basically the bottom line is I am leaving this channel for the most part. I'm not abandoning it, just sort of leaving it, and am only going to be using it to do passion projects from now on. I'm making this video as an explanation and a somewhat farewell video, as the title implies. First, I'm going to get into the main two reasons I am leaving this channel, working my way up from the least important to the most important, and then get into other things afterwards. Basically, the first and lesser important reason why I have chosen to leave this channel for the most part is basically self-hatred, and what I mean by that is basically my hideous human face. To all you OG fans of mine, you obviously know about my asexuality towards humans and how I only like furry characters and ponies and stuff. Well, that also extends to myself as well. I'm pretty sure you all remember the time in the period of 2017 to late 2018 when I didn't do face cam reactions. I just had stills of my primary character OC Frostcloud, you know, the husky alicorn hybrid. Well, I remember stating in some update video that I made around that time that the main reason I did that was so that I could have better self-esteem and basically confidence when putting together these videos, you know, while I was editing them. And it worked, you know, for the time it worked. You know, videos were actually a lot more fun to make. I wasn't cringing as much, but later on, you know, over a year too late, I realized that, you know, you guys were missing the face reactions, so to basically make it up to everyone, I kind of brought them back, but it was obviously too late. But I'm going to retouch on that later, but that's the first and kind of lesser important reason I decided to stop. I know that if I just try to continue with that format of just stills of my character again, or maybe my persona, not as many people are going to like that, and the viewership and comment section activity is just going to decline even deader than it already is, so I decided, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. And the second, and definitely more important reason, and I guess kind of a cliched and obvious reason, is just a general lack of motivation and just a loss of my mojo. And this is mostly due to sort of a natural cause thing. It's mostly due to this channel's heyday basically being over. There's no beating around the bush that this channel's glory days have come to an end. Like, I remember there was a time, you know, I really missed the era of, like, the 2015 to 17 ages of this channel. Because back then, I mean, the comment section activity was just so vibrant and just so much fun. Like, whenever I would put up a video, you know, I would always love seeing that little red ping thing next to the little bell notification saying, hey, new comment on a video, and, you know, I get someone making an insightful or hilarious comment, and, you know, it was just worthwhile, you know, obviously I wasn't famous, but I didn't care about that kind of thing, and, you know, I still hold true to that philosophy with, you know, just running a channel in general. I don't think that I should do it for the fame. I should be doing it for the little community I have, the little village I have. But the thing is, I don't even have that anymore. Like, yeah, sure, I still have the few regulars that still, like, comment things, or there's still the occasional request. Usually the request is for something I'm not really interested in, so I kind of just brush it off. But I had at least a town back then. I had a town full of, like, people who were, or at least seemed interested in, like, my reactions and wanted to give analytical or just funny comments about it. But now, for the most part, it's like I'm putting all this effort and editing in for basically just a ghost town. And at this point, especially when I'm recording a video like, you know, some of my later videos, like, my latest video was a month ago, it was my reaction to CS188's advertisements up your ads hole, I believe it was called. But even during that video, and even some of the videos before that, at this rate, I just feel like a crazy person, just, you know, like a madman, just speaking to my camera as if it's still 2015 to 17, like as if FIM is still going, as if, like, the community on this channel is still as vibrant as it used to, but it's not. You know, I'm basically talking to a wall. And I even prior to like recording the audio for this, I've been trying to come up with like ways for me to basically explain this in sort of ways that doesn't make me come across as an ungrateful narcissist. Like I am more than grateful for all of the support and everything I was given during basically the chapter of this channel. And, you know, you guys have definitely made this, like, whole journey just worth it for the time it was going. And it definitely enhanced my experience as a Brony. And, like, with my status in the Brony fandom, we'll also get to that later on. I'm basically just a crazy man at this point who's just keeping my channel in a vegetative state. I'm just not letting it just go and just rest in peace. And to touch up on the first 2 episodes of my GTA 5 story mode playthrough series being delisted now, yeah, I basically discontinued that series, and yeah, that's basically what me mostly leaving this channel also means, what's going to happen. I actually had the 3rd part of that series all recorded, and I actually did the jewel heist with Packy McCreary after saving him on that little, I don't know if I did it in part 2, I honestly don't even remember, but, like halfway, or no, I was just beginning to edit that episode, you know, starting to edit the missions and adjust the audio and everything, and then I just froze. I just froze there, just with my computer idling in the video pad software, and I almost audibly asked myself, what am I doing? Like, what am I still doing this for? Like, haven't I learned anything? Like, haven't I seen that the 2nd part of the series barely even broke triple digits? And so I just stopped. I exited the program, and I deleted the footage, audio, and everything, and that was basically, like, okay, one of the 2 eye-openers that made me realize that I kind of needed to say farewell and sort of shift my focus on another thing that I love doing that is actually, you know, big and vibrant in activity, which I'm going to get to later on in this little audio video, whatever, it's whatever you'd consider it. But basically the other eye-opener was how weak the reception, my reaction and review on MLP Equestria Girls Spring Breakdown was. Just the redirect thing, you know, the few second thing that I make for redirects to BitChute because of copyright issues, that didn't even break 200 views, and it got absolutely no comments at all. And I look at the BitChute redirect, and obviously things are a lot lower over there. It's literally, like, my videos being there is just meant to serve as, like, a redirect outlet. It's not like an actual channel. It's just meant to be a redirect outlet for the videos that I need to redirect. But all the normal videos I just upload. But the views on the redirect length were only a little over 80 views. And no comments at all. And I just feel so bad right now, because I feel like, even though I'm just explaining things, I feel like I'm, like, coming off as, like, e-begging or something. Like, I'm not, like, saying, like, oh, like, you guys aren't giving me enough, or, oh, like, any of that bratty stuff. I'm just, it just hurt me. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, here I was, you know, I put out reaction and my thoughts on something, put all the editing in on something that I was actually, like, interested in, I was invested in. I wanted to check out this Equestria Girl special, like, Spring Breakdown, and I remember saying it was kind of underwhelming. I think I remember I said that in my afterthought section of the video, but I did enjoy it for the most part. It kind of felt like Equestria Girl's variant of MLP the movie. You know, like, we're on a ship. It's obviously meant, like, the pirate ship, and there's a parrot on the island that Rainbow Dash ends up running off to, which kind of looks like Captain Solano. They should have given the parrot, like, a pirate hat, you know, like the captain hat, so, like, the reference would be there. It would be, like, a little, like, you know, a feral version of Captain Solano, because obviously they're anthropomorphic birds like the parrot pirates, but yeah, but the weak reception of that video honestly just broke my heart, and it was another wake-up call that I just can't continue like this. And I just remembered there was something that one of the BronyCon founders said at the History of BronyCon chair panel at the last BronyCon. I don't remember his name. I think he's a trans man, because I could have sworn, like, I've seen him as, like, a woman with gray hair before. Like, he or she was the one who gave the announcement of the final BronyCon. I obviously recorded it, and they also uploaded it on the BronyCon channel, but I guess he now, like, he's a trans man now. Yeah, he was at the BronyCon history, just of BronyCon, like the convention panel, and there was something he said that stuck out to me. Like, he basically summed up the reason why that 2019 was the last BronyCon, and it just stuck with me so much, and I feel it also rings true here. So I'm basically going to quote him, but I'm obviously going to change some things around to fit with my situation here. I could keep running this channel, my viewership and comment section activity would keep shrinking, my motivation to create videos would just plummet more and more every year. Putting up passion projects is just going to feel even more underwhelming than my 10th anniversary of MLP video, or even my 1-year anniversary of my End of BronyCon video. And eventually I'm just basically going to be faced with the situation that this channel is really going to only be a shadow of what it once was, even more than it already is now, and that's not what I wanted to happen. I was hoping that things would continue on with, like, a bang and stuff, but a series of things that I feel now and a series of mistakes that I made up that would eventually lead to this point has just made me think that this was the right time to basically pull the plug and just close the book on this chapter and just embrace other things. So I felt that this is the right call and this is the right time to go. So, yeah, I just remember what he said and, you know, sort of just apply it to my situation. And I know that if I just continue, it's just going to show in the videos anyway, and that's not what I would want you guys to be subjected to, so I just don't think it would be a good idea to continue. So now I'm going to go on to a series of mistakes that I have made that I really do believe sort of dealt a helping hand in this channel's eventual death. So I'm just going, as usual, I'm just going to go from the least important to the most prevalent. So the first reason is I took hiatuses and breaks when I shouldn't have. I remember there was a time during the summer of 2017, one of the best years of this channel, now that I think of it, one of the best years of this channel, and also for me as a brony, like, you know, MLP the movie was coming out, but, and also Season 7 was debatably one of the best seasons, but I basically took a hiatus during the summer, and I returned to doing Season 7 reactions way later than I should have. And, you know, while the comment section activity and viewership was still good, you know, I realized there was a noticeable downfall. So I knew that, okay, you know, next year I'm going to have to do a lot better and really, you know, finish strong with Season 7, which obviously that didn't really happen for other difficulties, but that's one of the reasons why I think things went the way they did. And sort of speaking of 2017, yeah, I'm pretty sure almost all of you remember that that was the year that I decided to stop doing face reactions and started doing stills, or just still reaction screens with just audio only. And like I said, you know, it helped. You know, it helped me, you know, get videos out noticeably quicker. I actually enjoyed editing those a lot more. You know, it felt like they had a lot more style, rather than just a camera just filming my face doing things. But, you know, whether I like to accept it or not, the fact is I had forced you guys to get used to that style of video for way longer than I should have. Over a year. And it wasn't until late 2018, when I was just wrapping up Season 8, that I decided, you know what? You know, I'm going to basically send a bit of a love letter to you guys, and I'm bringing back the face reactions. Even if I may not like them as much, you know, it's what this channel started with anyway, so I guess I'm gonna have to do it. But by then, it was already too late. You know, I feel that the remainder of people who are still sticking around for the stills were used to that, and the change was just too radical again. And that's what I believe sort of put the channel on the collision course of having way less viewership and comment section activity than average for season 9. And the third, and definitely more prevalent and important mistake, that was joining the SML fandom. Yeah, this this one's an obvious one. This one's an elephant in the room. I still thank the Big Rob. You know, some of you guys in the MLP reactor scene definitely know who like Big Rob is, but he was the one who first requested for me to react to SML movie Bowser's Cookies all the way back in 2014, and I liked it. You know, I liked doing reactions to it, and I kept doing it, and, you know, over time I considered, you know what, I am a member of the Super Mario Logan fandom, and eventually through that fandom I met GameCube Dude 300, which I'm still friends with him to this day. You know, he still has his one channel just called GameCube Dude, so, like, we're still friends on Discord to this day, so. But doing reactions to Super Mario Logan videos was probably the biggest mistake I'd ever made on this channel, because after I retired from the fandom, like, 4 years ago, and I still stand by what I said all those years ago, the fandom is just a dumpster fire at this point. It's almost unrecognizable at this point. Like, I remember there was a time where Logan even himself admitted that, well, he sort of told a bit of a story where, I guess they were filming something, and one kid in the neighborhood who happened to know him was like, "Hey, you're Super Mario Logan." No, actually the kid just called him, "Hey, you're Super Jeffy Logan." Like, they don't even call him by his proper name anymore. Now it's just Jeffy now. So, yeah, I mean, the fandom was just divided with, like, toxicity and just egos and just everything. And I just couldn't handle it anymore. And 2017 was a year, well, I mean, 2016 was also a year I was really turning things around, but 2017 was when I was really making a lot of New Year's resolution, and I was saying to myself, you know, this is the year that MLP the movie comes out, so let's make this a positive year, let's make this a fun year, a vibrant year. And I just couldn't put up with the toxicity in the SML fandom anymore, so I had to leave it. And I believe, you know, still having done those videos at all, seeing how popular they were, I believe it also created a negative effect where I more than believe that more than half, or even just half, of my total subscriber count are made up of Super Mario Logan fans who just don't understand that I've already retired 4 years ago, and they're never coming back. Like, the Super Mario Logan reactions, no, they're never coming back. I'm not going to take down the existing ones for reasons I'll get to towards the end of this video, but I believe that I really divided my fan base by doing Super Mario Logan reactions for as long as I did and then quitting when I did. And yeah, I believe that's the reason why, you know, the recent viewership and everything is so cut in half, because some of them are still, all these years later, secretly waiting, okay, when is he bringing back the Super Mario Logan's reactions? You know, all we want to see from him is, like, Super Mario Logan videos, and just, they're not coming back. Like, I'm done. Like, and I've actually, like, recently heard some stories about, you know, recent Super Mario Logan stuff, like, things that happened in 2018 to now, and honestly, my respect for Logan has only plummeted with all these things I'd heard, especially with what he did to, like, EDP, you know, the way he stood him up when he offered him a job. And he also did the same thing to Zeke as well. He was like, "Hey, I'd like you back in the show," and then Zeke's like, "Okay, I'm taking all this time off of work, get back to me, let me know." And he never got back to him. So, yeah, I just can't stand that fandom, and I quit it for a reason, but I believe it created a negative effect that played into the downfall of this channel. And the fourth and most important reason that I believe played in this channel's downfall is I learned to edit the MLP episode reactions 2 years too late. Pretty sure a lot of you who remember this channel, you know, also remember GameCube Dude 300. And you can still find it on the GameCube Dude 300 archive channel, I believe. And he actually managed to save the permanent changes to a reaction video that he did. Like, remember that video where GameCube Dude basically announced that from now on I'm trimming down the reactions and showing only the parts where I'm doing stuff? And he acknowledged that, yes, this would create a bit of a negative effect because there's a lot of people who are used to just watching the full uncut videos. Well, that was actually... that video plays a way bigger role in the history of how my channel developed than maybe a lot of people realized. From that video, I actually became inspired to actually begin to do the trimmed MLP reactions and just all reactions in general, because that's how they all should have been anyway. From MLP Season 7 in 2017, that's when I started doing the shortened and trimmed reactions. And yeah, it was a good move, but I think I did the full uncut reactions for way too long, and I don't doubt some people did enjoy my reactions, but I think they were mostly there just because they just wanted a way to watch the full episode without having to go to Dailymotion or whatever site that someone had uploaded it on. I mean, Equestria Daily, you know, used to have the links to the episodes that they would upload in full, like on either Mega Drive or whatever. But, you know, some people out there just want to use reactors to just watch the episodes and not really for them. And it's a sad fact when it comes to the reaction video scene, but that's just the way it is. And I feel that if I had learned to edit the episode reactions sooner, then that would have netted me more time to develop a subscriber base full of people who do understand how reaction videos are supposed to work and, you know, subscribe for the person and, you know, not just what they're reacting to. And again, I'm trying so hard not like to sound like ungrateful here. You know, I'm very glad for the audience that I had at the time for when I did the season, like, reactions. And I don't doubt that, you know, I don't think any of you had malicious intent or lazy intent. I'm pretty sure a lot of you did enjoy the reactions and stuff. And I guess some of you in a way saw it as an ability to kind of have a viewing buddy. And I've heard from some people who enjoy seeing reactions in full, that's kind of one of the reasons why they prefer those kind of reactions. But me, I just prefer to do things the consciously right way. And that's what kind of motivated me to start doing the trimmed reactions from now on. And it was satisfying. You know, it made editing even more fun. Like, combined with me only using character stills and trimming the video, it was fun, and it took less time to export, and videos just felt like they had more substance and personality to them. But obviously, I feel I learned to do that too late, and it, again, created a negative effect. So those are basically the 4. I'm pretty sure there's more that I don't even realize, but that's pretty much the 4 most prevalent mistakes, all in order, that I believe served as, like, this channel's death knife. You can call it whatever, but... So now I'm going to address some questions that some of you may likely have for me as of me saying and announcing all of this. This time around, I'm going to start with a pretty important thing that I feel that I should give my statement on, and I probably should have given a statement on a long time ago. My knowledge and my point of view of the whole "Where's Abraham Folk" situation. Since I've obviously been friends with him, and to this day I still have his, like, Skype contact, but not really, but I still have all the messages, well, almost all of the messages that we exchanged from the time we became friends in late 2015 to 2018, which that was the last time he ever sent a message to me. To put it bluntly, I know it's sad, but from my perspective, I can pretty much confirm that he's gone. He's completely fallen off the grid, and he's probably not coming back. Like I said, the very last message that he sent to me was back in Christmas of 2018. And, you know, I was asking him, hey, are you coming to BronyCon? And then, you know, when BronyCon came along that year, he's like, hey, you still coming? If you're coming, great, I hope to meet you. And if not, I guess not. And I didn't see him anywhere at BronyCon, so I don't think he went. But, I do know the exact reason his channel was gone. He didn't take it down. He was striked 3 times, which, you know, being a reaction channel, it's not too surprising. You gotta expect that to come at some point. Some reactors are fortunate enough to dodge that and correct themselves, but unfortunately Abraham wasn't one of those people. He was a good reactor, though, you know. He's obviously the reason why, you know, all of us have been fans of him, and the reason why until now we've all wondered where he is. But that was the actual reason why his channel was down. He told me himself that it was due to 3 strikes, and a lot of things were going on in his life. Like, he actually did have a death in the family. He did tell me this during a call. His grandmother actually passed away due to cancer. So, yeah, that was obviously preoccupying him a lot. And, yeah, from that point, our call schedule was every few months because of his schedule, and just, I didn't really have much to talk about with him. But, yeah, those messages he sent me towards the end of 2018, that was it. So basically, rest in peace, Abraham Folks. Thanks for being a great reactor. Thanks for being a good friend. You know, I hope you probably resurface someday. I mean, I'm not counting on it, not holding my breath on it, but, you know, I miss you, and, you know, if you don't come back, I wish you a great life. And, I mean, he didn't completely disappear. I mean, we do have all the re-uploads of his videos, and again, you know, I'm going to touch upon the importance of, like, re-uploading, archiving, and mirroring towards the end of this video, but, yeah, that's basically where I stand on the whole, where is Abraham Folks situation. That's basically my statement. He's gone. He's most likely not coming back. He's completely fallen off the grid, and, yeah, it's sad, but there's not really anything I can do. So basically, the second pretty important question would be, what does the future of this account, I call it an account now because, you know, I'm not really going to be running it like a channel anymore. It's just kind of, it's just going to be an account, like just basically a dumping ground for just passion projects now. So basically, what passion projects am I going to be putting out in the future? Well, I still do want to someday make the audiobooks for basically my MLP fanfiction, if you can call it, of the backstory of my primary Pony OC, Frostcloud. There's going to be, like, supporting characters all around him. He's gonna have, like, a family and, like, childhood friends, and there's going to be antagonists and stuff. Like, it's going to be a trilogy. Like, there's, the name that I'm sort of settling on for the series is basically An Arctic Tale. Like, originally I was going to give every book/audio book, like, a different title, but I thought I'm just gonna name the trilogy series, like, My Little Pony and Arctic Tale, because I feel it fits well, because a lot of it takes place in the Arctic North region of northern Equestria, way beyond Yakistan and the Crystal Empire. So I definitely still want to do that. I'm also writing a pretty big Paw Patrol fanfiction, I guess, you know, you could call it that. Basically, backstory for my Paw Patrol OC, Snowstorm. He's also a husky. He's a fully feral husky, obviously, because it's Paw Patrol. And, again, there's going to be, like, family characters and supporting characters and stuff, and antagonists and stuff like that. So, going to be making an audio book for all the chapters of that whenever I do, but that's definitely one of my passion projects. You know, still drawing characters for it, still coming up with ideas for it, brainstorming in my mind what's going to happen. And a cool thing, and I believe it comes with being on the spectrum, is that when you're coming up with stories or just remembering things, you can basically play whole videos in your head about it. Like, it's cool because I hardly really have to write any of this stuff down. Like, I have written some stuff down, like character names and stuff, but to this day, I can still remember the whole story, like both stories, like the MLP story and the Paw Patrol story I'm putting together in my head. I remember all the characters, I remember all the plot twists or some twists or storylines that I might even change because I either consider them too stupid or something. But, yeah, it's a cool thing. And, other than that, I also want to upload other MLP things in the future. Like, okay, with Pony Life, do I plan to react to that? Not likely, because, again, you know, the lack of motivation and stuff. I mean, if things do somehow turn around, like, this is a possible outcome here. If things do turn up again, I just might have the motivation to come back to constant uploads, but again, not likely. Don't hold your breath on it. But what I might do is, rather than playing catch-up with the whole series, I'm going to do basically what I did with FIM, and basically pick up wherever the series is basically recent at. Like, I obviously didn't react to the first 4 seasons of FIM. I only started doing episode reactions at season 5. But that's what I'll probably do with Pony Life if things turn around, but very unlikely. For now, I'm just going to basically watch the episodes on my own and maybe make my opinions about it, like, published in, like, a video or maybe a journal post on my, like, art page sites, like maybe on my Fur Affinity or Ink Bunny, because they allow you to do journal entries, like, on DeviantArt. I don't use DeviantArt anymore. So, yeah. So basically, yeah, this channel is only going to be for passion projects. Well, I mean, this account more likely is going to be for passion projects only. I'll probably put up like 2 or 3 a year, depends on just what I feel like. Basically, nothing is going to have a schedule. It's just going to be just a blank canvas, you know? Something for me to just paint whatever's on my mind on, you know? A third question is, will I ever bring back the Taking YouTube Poops Too Seriously series? Most likely. Again, there's no release date, but I do plan to do a second installment of it. I want to do, what's it called? It was, Equality Killed the Alicorn Princess. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that one. Yeah, that one, I back in the day, I like to call it, like, the awful fawful of YTPs, because there was just so much going on, so many visual effects, so many different sound effects and glitches and stuff, that I feel that it does warrant a Taking YouTube Poops Too Seriously analysis episode. So, again, you know, don't expect it soon, you know, but it's something I've just kind of kept it at the back of my mind, you know, it's still kind of up in the air, so it's a passion project that I might just do, and yeah, I might just bring back the series every now and then. And number 4, and this is a pretty big question. Am I leaving the Brony fandom? Simple answer, never. Let me make something abundantly clear, especially with this kind of final video, if you can really call it that. Just because I am leaving this channel, for the most part, doesn't mean that I am also, by extension, leaving the fandom. I don't have to make a video about literally everything the show does. I don't have to make a video, like, every time, like, Pony Life or, like, the show or the fandom does something. Like, I don't have to cover everything. I don't have to constantly speak my thoughts about everything that's going on just to be a member of the fandom. Or, you know, a person in general doesn't have to be a YouTuber to be a Brony or a Pegasister. They can express themselves in other ways. They can express themselves through art, or music, or maybe even just theories or something. I don't know, whatever they are, whatever they identify as. I mean, you see all of these different departments, especially at BronyCon when it was still going. And I'm pretty sure you still see all of these things at the smaller conventions that are hopefully still going on in the future. But basically, and, you know, some of you have went to my pages and maybe even follow it or maybe even been interested, but my profession is mostly visual art, like, you know, digital art, like drawing and stuff. And, you know, it doesn't matter whether it's, like, clean art or NSFW art or Rule 34. Like, you know, I enjoy doing, like, Rule 34 art and, like, clop art and stuff. I fully embraced it, but it's still art, you know? It all still counts as art, you know? You still gotta draw it, you still gotta have a mind, you still have to express your mind, even if it may be explicit content. Like, it's still art. And aside from that, of course, I'm doing art to someday, you know, finish drawing all the characters. And I don't really want to do the audiobooks or really write the pages until I've drawn every single character, because I really want to sort of have that, like, personal connection with all the characters, really visualize who they really are before I really start, you know? It really just adds to the immersion, especially as a writer. I just feel that, you know, some writers can write stories without visualizing their characters at all, but I'm different in that regard. I prefer to have the characters and even all the locations and cities or whatever just visualized, just drawn before I really began, you know, just sort of like executing the narrative in a way. And something that I remember, you know, back in the day, the bear is lazy, or I don't know what he goes by nowadays, but he was that former best friend that I mentioned in that, you know, video I made about my whole view on, like, relationships and stuff, which I don't even really fully stand by anymore, but I was basically explaining the situation of what happened, the whole falling out and stuff, and how I basically lost him as a friend. But one thing that he said in the final DM to me that I remember, and I still have the screenshot of it, is He told me that drawing is clearly my niche. And even though it was part of his last message to me, which makes it kind of sad, I can't say he was wrong. You know, he was definitely right in that regard. You know, I've even, like, recently, I've enjoyed drawing a lot more than I have, like, uploading videos to this channel. Like, it actually generates something. Like, I get, you know, funny comments, interesting comments. You know, my amount of followers and watchers have, like, exploded in this past year of 2020 and 2021. So I think, you know, remembering that final DM he sent me and him mentioning that in there and seeing how things have gone, I think that's what my next chapter should be. And I think that should be my new way of expressing myself as a proud member of this fandom. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go full in on my art. You know, both Rule 34 and clean art. You know, all of it counts as art, but, you know, I'm just going to do both just as I feel. And I'm just going to just continue with that passion and just continue to be happy and just have this weight off my shoulder, you know, just have the burden of, like, oh, when am I going to upload to this channel for Celestia's sake? Like, all of that is just going to be put to rest finally. And I'm only going to use this account for passion projects only, as I feel I should alongside my art. So, the bear is lazy, or, you know, Himmy. You often like to be called that because, like, it's a shortened version of your Indian name. If you're watching this by any chance, I highly doubt you are, because, you know, you've kind of given off the vibe that you don't really want anything to do with me anymore. But if you are watching this, again, thank you for being my friend for the time that you did. I did kind of look at your channel kind of recently, and you're still doing stop-motion Transformer stuff, so I'm glad that you're continuing with your true passion. And I'm glad that, you know, you've been able to keep it up. And I hope that it generates some traction for you, and you kind of find your calling in that regard as well. And thank you for indirectly giving me that push and sort of realization that art is what I was really mostly meant to do. And I thank you for that, and I hope you are living as good of a life as you can. So, with me just beginning to wrap up this long thing, I think now's a better time for me to address some things that will be happening with this account, like channel, after I'm done with this video when it's up. I'm basically going to be making some changes. Like, I'm not going to be deleting anything. Let me preface that. I am not deleting anything. I am going to try to, like, until my dying breath, I am going to preserve everything forever. And if YouTube, like, again, has another one of its moments and changes its rules again, and, like, takes down some videos, or even, like, this channel, I am going to find a way to, like, keep everything I have made, like, prior to this up for the generations to come, so that you guys who choose to say subscribe after this, basically just to keep me as a memorial and not really expect me to upload anything, that you guys still have that avenue to relive your positive memories of me whenever you want. Like, okay, I'm going to get to this later, but for now I'm just going to explain what I'm going to do. Basically, it's just cosmetics. What I'm going to be basically doing is I'm going to be transforming this channel into basically a museum, into a memorial. I'm going to make a banner that sort of, like, it's a collection of all of the highlight moments of, like, my heyday. Like, there's gonna be some screenshots of me with the iconic white tablet before I learned how to do video overlay. That's definitely gonna be up. And also, like, just other, like, screenshots of maybe some moments at BronyCon, or just some other iconic moments. Like, just, like, a mini slideshow on the banner, like, fades and everything. You know, just something that screams nostalgia and just a museum. And, yeah, and almost every video is going to be getting a thumbnail makeover. With the Super Mario Logan videos, yeah, I'm obviously not going to give them the special treatment. In fact, I might even remove their thumbnails to sort of, you know, kind of remove their relevancy. I'm not going to take them down. Again, I don't believe in, like, taking things down, but Yeah, basically almost every MLP or even YTP video is going to get a thumbnail makeover. They're going to have colors based on their year, and yeah, I've gotten better with Paint.net, so they should look a lot better than than like I used to make them with MS Paint, which is why a lot of my older thumbnails look so rough around the edges. But obviously they should look a lot better now. I want to do a lot of fade effects and everything, and it should look a lot better. Like, I'm basically doing what, like, AVGN did, for example. Like, there was a time where they basically modernized and gave all of the thumbnails for the old videos a makeover, rather than just, you know, just sort of a time that they chose, like a time in the video capture, or just his face on camera or something. Yeah, that's what I'm basically going to be doing with, almost all of my old reactions and other stuff regarding MLP and YTP. I'm going to basically be giving them modernized thumbnails to sort of fit with the historical setting of what this account is going to become. And the last thing that's going to basically change and renovating this channel to be a museum rather than an actual, like, active channel, I'm going to be changing the name from The Cunning Husky to Ponyville Chaos 577 / Mr. Chaos the Cunning Wolf Archive. I just feel that's a way more fitting name for basically what's going to become of this channel / account after I am done with this video. I feel it would be a lot more fitting, so yeah. And now I am going to address basically the importance of us Bronies and Pegasisters preserving our works, or preserving the works of others. Basically, I'm basically remembering a really good video that Ponyville Ranger made a long time ago, called, I believe it was, Preserve It or something, or, like, Stop Deleting Your Works. Let's preserve this fandom. And I just wholesomely agree. I believe that we should be taking this initiative to, like, creators, like, if we're quitting for some reason, or moving on to other things, or quitting the fandom or whatever, I really think that we should be doing the common courtesy and leaving our old works up, or at least just moving them somewhere, so people who have nostalgic good time memories of us, we won't be taking that away from them. Because as Ponyville Ranger, he made this analogy in his video about this, saying, basically doing that, deleting your old works, is like giving someone a Christmas present, an awesome Christmas present that they're going to remember from decades to come, and then years later going, oh yeah, I want it back. And I know some people are not going to agree with that, but I'm sorry, I'm just of the opinion that I just feel it's not right to basically take away, like, good memories from someone like that. So, like, if any of you, even just recently, just watching this now, if you are thinking of quitting this fandom for some reason, or you just want to move on, okay, at the very least, if you don't want your old works, like, to be up on your main page or gallery or whatever it is, move them to, like, scraps or something, or just pass them on to, like, a trusted friend who's an archiver or something. Just do something to keep them up somewhere. Again, I feel that both as viewers and creators, we should be taking the initiative to preserve this fandom, like animations or parodies or covers, everything. Like, all of it is art. Like, it doesn't have to be like drawings or sculptures or something. It can be music, it can be voice dubs, like everything. Like, everything is a part of this megalithic, like, fandom's history. And I think that we should be doing the, you know, dues to preserve it. So I think all of us should be, you know, keeping a steady supply of flash drives or hard drives or whatever is in your budget. And just, if you have a favorite work from, you know, a big person that you've loved in the fandom, like, you never know when they're just going to have this, like, mindset of, oh, I want to delete everything and take everything away. Just beat them to it while you can, and just archive it somewhere, preserve it. Like, okay, I'm just repeating myself here, but I just feel that this is important. You know, I guess this is, I guess what's really making me agree with Ponyville Ranger really wholeheartedly, and really being behind this whole idea of, like, preserving things is, I guess I'm just a person who hates change. I mean, obviously I've been through a lot of, like, traumatic events and, like, traumatic changes in my life that kind of made me develop the personality of hating change. and like wanting to preserve old things. So yeah, but regardless, I do think that just for the greatness of this fandom, even factoring out that whole thing about me being the person I am, even if I didn't have that personality, I still imagine I would still want to do this, because this fandom was just, it was just too legendary for us to just let fade into like obscurity, just fade into nothingness over time. So I think that we should be doing the due process and taking the initiative to preserve what we can. And that's what I am doing by renovating this channel and turning it into just basically a historian place, a museum, just a memorial. Just the prior Ponyville Chaos 577 and then Mr. Chaos the Cunning Wolf. I'm not going to use my whole The Cunning Husky name because, yeah, I mean, it's part of an era that just didn't really work out, obviously, for this channel. And that's just going to be kept for, like, my art pages and stuff, and it's going to stay on the signature watermarks of my, you know, art pieces and stuff. But, yeah, I'm going to be changing the channel's name back to, to Ponyville Chaos 577 and Mr. Chaos the Cunning Wolf Archive. And anything I upload beyond this video, as I said numerous times, is only going to be the occasional, or sometimes even annual, just passion project. Just something I put up there without it intending to generate any views or any conversation at all, but I put it up because I just want to. Like, before this point, I was putting every video up. Like I said, I'm like a crazy person. I'm a madman who's just talking to his camera as if it's still 2015 to 17, but it's not. It's just not. And it's time for me to just do the wise thing and just put an end to this chapter. Take this burden off of my shoulder. And I feel it'll benefit my life a lot more if I just stop holding back. Like, for example, did you know that I actually bought myself a copy of Detroit Become Human on PS4 with the intention of me someday doing a Let's Play series of it, because that's how interesting I found the game? Yeah. I bought it, like, in February, and look how things turned out. So now I'm going to just have the freedom to just live in a life now where, or just a chapter or era now where I can just play things, just watch things on my own, and still give my opinion later on through video form or journal form, if I so please. And I will no longer be in a situation where I feel that I'm obligated to make a video on something, even if I have nothing to say about it. Even if I have nothing insightful to bring to the table. And as I said before, I don't have to cover absolutely everything to stay the brony that I still am, and will always be forever. So basically, coming to closing now. Wow, this recording is almost an hour long. This proved way harder of a video for me to make. Like, even even with all of my bullet points and all of the points that I have on my little checklist on my phone here, wow, this was still hard. But basically, in closing, thank you all so much for sticking by me, just being on this journey. And, you know, if some of you want to unsubscribe now, you know, I don't blame you. You know, who wants to stay subscribed to a channel who's basically partially leaving and only will be returning occasionally once every moon? But if some of you regulars, you know, really strong fans, well, I mean, I'm not saying you're not a strong fan if you choose to leave. If you choose to leave, I completely respect your decision. You know, you don't have to pity me anymore. You know, if you want to leave, it's okay. You know, and actually, I encourage you to leave if you absolutely want to, because in a way, you'll be taking a burden off of your shoulder too, and you won't feel this pull to just obligation to, I guess, stay subscribed out of pity. Like, now you can move on, or like now you can just sort of remember me as just a distant memory. And for those of you who want to say subscribe for just that purpose, just to basically keep me as an old sort of kind of memorial, kind of just a historic piece of history that you hold on to, just thank you so much. Like, I struggle to believe that I would even deserve that if you do choose to do that. But, you know, if you do choose to stay for historical reasons, you just want to hold on to me just for memory reasons, just thank you. Just thank you for holding on to that connection to me, and, you know, you're going to be around to see all the changes. You're going to be around to see the name change, and the, oh, and I'm also going to be changing the icon to, some sort of art piece, like a new art piece of my, my very first Pony OC, my very first stupid Pony OC, Pixel Star. Remember him? Like, remember the yellow pony with purple hair and the cutie mark? Well, I don't know if I even put his cutie mark on, but his cutie mark used to be just a collection of pencils and a video game controller, because, you know, I obviously like drawing in video games. It was a stupid Alicorn OC that I made with no backstory, but it's still a piece of my history regardless. I'm pretty sure we've all made stupid OCs when we first joined this fandom. Like, we're like, we found the pony creator, look at this cool thing, we can like all over our keyboard, just making just acid trip colored alicorns, or just overly edgy evil ponies with no backstory at all. Like, I'm just a badass because I'm just a badass and nothing else. But yeah, I'm going to be changing my my icon to my primary Pony OC, of course, Frostcloud, because he's also a part of the channel's history as well. I introduced him, like, at least an earlier model of him in, like, late 2000... no, actually, yeah, it was early 2017. I was almost going to say 16, because that's when my love of Huskies was starting to come up, but no, that was really only because I was still kind of a newbie in the fandom, because Zootopia just came out that year, and Zootopia made me a furry. I'll probably make a passion project video about how I became a furry if I ever want to. I don't know. But yeah, Frostcloud will also be on the icon right next to Pixel Star. I feel that they're the two perfect ponies to represent my channel. Yeah, there's my new secondary pony OC that I mentioned a while ago, Vivid Peace. But, yeah, I didn't really get much of a chance to introduce him before I kind of made this video, so he won't really be on the icon, but I feel that Frostcloud and Pixel Star are the important ponies that I need to keep for the icon, so that's what I'll be doing. But yeah, you know, if you're one of those people who are interested in saying subscribe to me because you just want to hold on to that memory, thank you very much, and you'll be around to see all the changes, you know, the new banner, all the new thumbnails gradually as they come over time. Like, this is not going to be an overnight thing, you know, this is going to be a long renovation of this channel. It'll probably be like a year or two until all the changes are, like, fully made, until the channel's completely transformed. But I am going to start off with the obvious things, like the banner, the icon, because those are simple. Name change, I'm probably going to do almost immediately. But yeah, just thank you so much for sticking by me. You know, again, if you want to unsubscribe now, farewell. Thank you for being with me throughout all this time. I hope you have a good time in the other avenues that you move on to. I'm not taking any of this away for either the people who stay subscribed to me for memory's sake, or for just non-subscribed people who just want to return for some reason. I'm not taking anything down. I am not taking those memories away. Never. Until I am an old, ugly human, until my dying breath, I am going to preserve everything I've done on this channel. Even if, like, YouTube strike down this channel, maybe I'll try to find some other platform to put everything on, or maybe I'll bring it back some way, but I will fight to keep everything up. Even if I have to do it alone, even if I am the only, like, type of person in this fandom who still cares about preservation, you better, like, Celestia damned, you better believe that I will be one of the last standing people who still, like really carry the understanding of the importance of preservation with them. But okay, I'm done with this loud chanting about the importance of preservation and stuff. I'm going to end this thing to an end already, so goodbye everyone. Like, not forever, you know, I'm not dying, I'm not abandoning this account, but I'm just leaving it for the most part. And I'm going to convert it into a museum, and the only uploads from here on out are the passion projects that are going to come months or probably even years later. So, yeah. Farewell, everyone. Thank you all for sticking by me. Thank you for your support over the years. Brohoof, as always. Friendship will always be magic. And, yeah, just... goodbye, everyone. It was a fun run, and... yeah, this is Ponyville Chaos 577 / Mr. Chaos the Cunning Wolf, or / the Cunning Husky as of late. Signing off for pretty much the last time, and yeah, I'll see you all later.